Remember me from way back when. You know it seems just like a dream. I think of you every now and then. Could it be worse than it seems? Could we make everything alright by the light of the moon?
Okay, next.
Okay, 2 people at a time.
Okay, got it.
All right, wait. Somebody didn't vote.
Are you,
Who didn't
if
vote?
you're not gonna, like, are you gonna
I
vote?
don't know. Do you want
Well,
the
so we
idea?
Do you
can't-
want the idea? Do you like it or don't you like it?
Sure.
That's not a sure, it's a yes or no and hand high, please. Is everyone voting? I can't see
You
it.
have to make
Time
it
out,
noticeable.
time out, guys. Tim, I'm gonna ask you to pull in the circle, sit up, and I think you're trying to make this like a joke or be difficult. You need to get it together, okay?
Truth, I think this is stupid.
Well, and that's okay to think that, but you're holding up the community. And I'm gonna ask you to make a choice right now. You need to be a part of this. Okay?
Okay, next.
No thrown food.
Like to,
Oh.
that's kind of like a given, so you have to do that.
Tim, you've been stubborn the whole day. The first thing you did, you just folded your arms and you weren't going to go along with the program. I don't know why you're here. I don't know if you're being forced to be here, if it's your choice, but you're the one that walked through the door and said, I'm coming into school today. And why not go along with the program? You're making more effort to not go with the program than you are to just enjoy yourself, be yourself, not have to worry about any problems, and just get through the day. And everything is stopped because of that. Because you're making more of a puff over everything. If you just relax and calm it down and realize that you got to do this to finish out school, then you would know that and you would go on with the program.
The way I see you are acting right now, I acted the same way, and I see how childish that is and how immature that is. It's just like, it turns me off to like your whole personality.
And I really appreciate Doug and Chris and Nate taking that risk and giving Tim feedback. And again, Tim, it's your choice, but know that we're going to hold you accountable for the choices that you make. Good ones as well as not so good ones. Tomorrow, you're going to be expected to do a chore. At 12:15, if you choose not to do that chore, I hope you realize that the community will be affected. We're going to stop everything that we're doing, and we're going to be sitting in groups. So you're going to be really affecting everyone. I just really want to recognize Tim. I know yesterday you had a real hard time with some of the chores, and I'll be honest, my eye was on the clock at 12:15, and I even got to Doug and said, hey, let me know if there's a problem. He did a really good job. He did a really good job, and I just wanted to recognize that.
People do that?
Well, but you know what? You got a lot of hard feedback yesterday, and you were really put on the spot, especially for the first day, and I just think it's real important to recognize that you turned things around. And you took care of things today, and you made some good choices.
CSF is the worst school I've ever been to. It's totally demented. The school is totally demented. It's a new kind of school for me, so I'm used to work all day, none of this group bullshit, and sticking to myself. Here I actually gotta open up and talk to people.
Kind of set the groundwork for today. What we're going to be talking about is just what are some expectations that you have in this group? How do you want this group to behave? How do you want this group to run? In order for you to feel safe, that you can trust people and really bring some real issues and share them in group.
I'm expecting everybody to participate, join groups, contribute towards the group.
Everything is confidential. It's in this group.
No negativity.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. We have participate, confidentiality, no side conversations. Do not raise your hand until the person is done talking. No devaluing people's thoughts or ideas. Do not laugh at inappropriate times. Laugh with the person, not at the person. I was here last year, and this year I hope to accomplish that I graduate because it's my senior year, and that I get help with my drug problems.
I was out of the program because I broke the cardinal rule about no threatening. I was in the wrong for what I did. I would like to apologize to the whole group for making y'all hear that and go through that. I would like to especially apologize to Nate for being right there in front of me and all. It affected everybody in the group for making him go through it. It affected Nate, affected Vance for making him probably madder. And next time, I either plan on walking away, going up to a staff member, or to another student. And tomorrow, I'm planning on having a one-on-one with Vance to try and settle this.
Thank you for apologizing, and I'm glad that you didn't try to drag this out and go against the program too much, because it's just a waste of time to do it. But I'm glad you're back in the group.
Yesterday and today could be a great learning experience for you, and the next time, because there will be a next time you get angry. No one's going to challenge your anger. We're challenging how you deal with your anger. So I'm just running off a list of things. Somebody was threatening a group in the hallway, devaluing, blowing off confrontation, making fun of each other. And you guys made these norms on Thursday. And a week later, these norms aren't being supported. So I'm putting it back on the community. And we need to stop and kind of reevaluate where this group is headed and where this group wants to head and how you want to see that happen.
It makes me mad because I think that people in this community are mature enough to know what's right from wrong, and it pisses me off because we gotta sit in a circle and remind you what's right from wrong.
Tim, how you feel?
I really can't say nothing because I was one of the people. But
You still have
it's
feelings
still kind
for
of
it.
scared.
What?
Scared. Uncomfortable.
Like I had something I wanted to talk about today, you know, I had stuff that was on the back of my mind, and I can't get it out because I have to worry about little kids that want to play dumb games and act like they're hard and like argue and just threaten in school. It's really stupid. It just makes me mad.
All I gotta say is I know there's people in here who are just like me. I act the way I do, so I can't let people get close to me. Because when I was younger, I let family get to me and they hurt. So I act the way I do so they can't get close to me.
Anybody have to check in? Walter?
Yesterday, I had a problem with George in history class, and I devalued his thoughts when he was writing. And when he confronted me in group, I said what I said, and I guess it made him mad. So I shouldn't have done that because that's one of our main norms, is not to devalue people's thoughts. So next time I get mad, I'll take his time out. And I gotta clean things up with George. So I don't wanna have to worry about him not liking me or me not liking him. So sorry for what I did yesterday. Anybody got anything to add?
I think you did a really good job like turning everything around. It seemed like you were pretty upset when George confronted you yesterday. You turned everything around. You did a good job.
We hate being told what to think. We like to make up our own minds. It helps to talk things out with with another person who listens to us, who cares what we think. We can give this respect to others. We can listen to their point of view. I can relate to this. I can relate to the top part. I don't know what the bottom part's all about. Because I don't like when people try to tell me what to do or think. But usually when I make up my own mind, I usually get in trouble. So, I don't know, I gotta learn how to work on that. And listen to other people's point of views.
I can relate because I don't like when people tell me what to do, what to think. Like my mom tries to tell me who I can and can't be friends with. That's like really gets on my nerves.
I hate when people tell me what to do, and if they tell me what to do, I ain't gonna do it, you know? That's why I landed myself in rehab, because I didn't listen to my PO.
Remember me from way back when. You know it seems just like a dream. I think of you every now and then. Could it be worse than it seems? Could we make everything alright by the light of the moon? Gone are the days when the mountains collide. Gone are the days I remember you by. Days when clear blue skies were all I need to inspire me. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain.
Well, my dad's about to go to jail, and like I don't know, I'm really stressing over it. Like I don't even know why I care, cause like he deserves it, but I don't know. I just been stressing over it.
I can relate because my father went to jail for domestic violence and abuse, and like I call him, I consider him my sperm donor now. Like not even my father, but I understand how you feel though, because I still got some type of love for him because that is my father though.
But like my mom and my stepdad were in jail, and I had no one except for like my grandmother. So like I understand like how you get upset, how you're upset about it. Cause like I was upset about it when my mom left. Like I don't know, like it's kind of hard to have a family member of yours leave, even if you're not living with them. I know you ain't living with them in there or whatever. But like it's still hard to like just like the thought of them leaving you.
When my dad used to beat the shit out of me in front of my friends, I didn't do anything about it. Because if I hit my dad, dude, he'd kill me. So instead of taking my anger out on other things, I hold it inside until one day I explode. And I don't know really how to express my feelings to people until I'm ready to just like go off on somebody. That's when I tell everybody how I feel about them.
I mean, I somewhat know my father, and I somewhat don't, because he was in the military, and he's moved all over the place. Now he's down in Tennessee, so I'm going to talk to him. But it's like Jeannie said, when I was younger, and the times I do remember him, he was either beating the crap out of me, out of my mom, my brother, or my sister. And the times I do talk to him, it's like, I don't want him, but he's my father, I can't help him. And I deal with it like Jeannie does. I hold it in, and finally when I get pissed, I let it out on everybody.
Can I put you on the spot a second? You're a father. Knowing that that's the type of relationship that you have with your own dad, what would you like to see different with you and Patrick? like kind of looking back on the history you have with your dad?
First things first, I'm gonna try and be there as much as possible. I mean, with my father, he was gone for 4 years of my life, but that was his choice. He went to stay over in Okinawa with this Oriental girl. That was his choice. But, and I'm gonna try and stay with him as much as possible.
We don't have to get crazy. We don't have to make things worse. We can be kind to ourselves and live through problems just fine with our higher power's help. I can relate to this because when I'm going through a lot and I feel like everything's going down, which, I seem to make things bigger than it really is, I kind of go towards my higher power, which is God, and ask for guidance and support.
I can relate because when I get mad or bored, it's usually when I get mad or angry that I just like totally blow things out of proportion. That I don't like to deal with it. I just like to keep like escalating and escalating until finally I get in trouble with it. And then I usually like don't even take care of it. And that's one thing I'm trying to work on is taking care of the problems instead of running away from them. That's it.
That's sure.
And you're doing what you gotta do so you can go graduate or whatever. And that makes me feel happy for you. And I want to acknowledge that, but yeah, shit.
Can I give you some feedback?
Sure. I just want to say I have a concern for you because one day here, next day you're not, and you've been doing that since the first day you've been here. And I just want to say that makes me feel concerned because that's hurting yourself. I just want to acknowledge that the handshake.
I don't know, I think that you're doing a little better now. And I don't know, I encourage you to keep on doing well because I think you're a very special person in this group. And I think that your strength can be used in more of a positive way.
Can I give you some feedback, Walt? Closer, Walt. There you go. Got some feedback for you, Walt. I can see, like, in group, like, you're a good kid. Like, you try to be, like, a good leader and everything, and you try to do what's right. And then when someone calls you on your shit, you'd be like, you kind of, like, escalate it, like, a big thing. And you really don't need to do that, because, like, they're not really trying to make a big deal out of it. They're just trying to show you what you need to work on, and, like, your counselor does that with you a lot. And like last year was a problem with me too. Like I was good all year and then someone caught me on something. I blew up and made it real big and didn't want to move. But so far you've done good and they're going to run out of chances with you. And one of these days you're just going to have to shape up or ship out. Acknowledge that with a hug.
I was out of school because I was being disrespectful. The last week I was being disrespectful. I was devaluing people. I wasn't
Put a
listening.
name on it.
Huh?
Put a name on it. Like, be real specific. Don't say what you said, but like, name the people who you were disrespectful towards.
I don't even remember. Karen, Chris, my mom, Josh, I think that's it. In order to be more successful at the Community Service Foundation, I must perform the following tasks. Follow all school rules and norms. Follow all staff directives. Without comment or gestures.
And if you mess up, man, they're gonna lock you up. They ain't playing. Sometime last week when somebody up in the friend group said something to me, I just thought to myself, what's more important, the high school diploma or kicking a kid's ass? That's exactly what I thought in my head. And since I'm in that point where if I screw up one more time, I can say goodbye to that diploma. And that goes, Navy goes. Raising Patrick properly with giving him what I want to give him goes, and my life is screwed up. If you're looking to go back to public school, you're also looking forward for your high school diploma, and your future goes with it if you do it one more time also. So just think about the consequences before you do something. And if you do need somebody to talk to, then you can pull me to the side.
Walt, I want to go over your discharge contract with you. Basically, just stating, following all rules and norms, following all staff directions without comment or gestures. And I just kind of wanted to take a couple minutes and find out how you think you're doing on the contract.
I think I'm doing right.
Well, what's all right?
I think I'm doing these things. And I think I'm working real hard towards it.
Has it been hard?
Yeah.
What's been hard?
I don't know, it's just not my normal self, because I can't like goof off and not anymore.
So you can't have any fun, or you can't joke around?
I just still have fun, but in a positive way.
Exactly. Have there been any moments where you started to slip and then you caught yourself and you thought, God, I just can't do that? Like, it seems like that's actually starting to happen, that you're thinking before you're acting. Can you give me an example of a situation that might have happened? I mean, I think that's great.
Like yesterday, I wanted to wash my hands because I had marker all over them. And I asked Liz, and she said no. I was like, man. And I started to get mad about it, and I caught myself.
Classes were awful. We have problems in classes. They have to be addressed. I am not going to mention one problem. The people who have problems in classes need to take ownership. And if you're in the class and someone is not taking ownership, you need to help them out.
Well, in science class, I was talking, and I wasn't doing my work. I only did a little bit of work. In social studies, I was talking again, and after you sit down and started playing the game, I was leaning back on my chair, and I fell over.
Hello?
I was talking to him, sorry.
I was talking to sons.
All right, attitude today.
Colin, I think you need to address your problem.
Like first in the hallway. And I confronted him on it. He said, shut the fuck up or something like that. And that just got on my nerves. And I'm just getting frustrated. I really wasn't in class 6, I was only in 2nd because I was in student council meetings and I was in tech. The only problem I seen in English was we were getting too loud. Kellen is a returning student, and he's probably having problems outside of school, and he's bringing them here, and he's not handling himself appropriately. But you do need to handle yourself more appropriately and talk to your counselor about your problems instead of just letting loose on everybody.
And last night I relapsed. So I know that might be one of the reasons why I came in today. With a bad attitude, like, because I walked in school today with a bad attitude. So I was using last night.
anything?
Yeah, it's like last weekend, I was with a bunch of friends. And after I got in a fight with my mother, we just went up to Philly and I bought some and I smoked up.
Tim, like you did what I did. Like I had problems going on at home, and that's exactly what I did. I just run from them, and as fast as you realize, like you have to come back to your house. I mean, that's where you live. You have to go back and you got to deal with your problems. The faster you realize that, like the easier it is, because like I was using for like a month or so before I realized it, and you usually realize it like I did, with no money in your pocket, and you need a ride somewhere. That's when you realize it. And you don't need that stuff, man. It's just not worth it.
So now I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, whatever, and just be like, you know, what you did, you shouldn't have did it because, I mean, I just did it. But I am gonna tell you there are other options. Like when you get upset or whatever, there are other options to take. I mean, you could talk to someone, you could call someone.
Still sucks. This place still sucks. More school I've still been in. What are my goals at CSF? To get my diploma and get the hell out of high school.
Gone are the days when the mountains collide. Gone are the days I remember you by. Days when clear blue skies were all I need to inspire me. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain.
Says that I have to check in with Chris every morning about how I'm feeling and one thing I will do to take care of myself. If I don't follow the contract, I gotta make a collage.
Okay. Have you been checking into Chris?
Nope.
Have you made a collage?
Nope.
Do you care?
Nope.
What do you want?
But I think they need to put you on a stricter contract because you obviously don't care and you obviously don't want to work through anything. And like, this is like the old Tim that we're seeing, because the new, like the Tim that we saw in the beginning is what we're seeing now. Not the Tim that we saw in the middle where you were working and you're on student council and you wouldn't get smart with anybody and curse everybody out and you actually cared. And I think if you want to grow up and if you want to graduate whenever you're supposed to, I think you need to stop acting like this.
Something positive about myself is last week I was angry and I asked to take a time out, so I've been controlling my anger.
Positive. I ain't get positive this weekend.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
One positive about me is that I think for the past like couple days I've become like more nicer to me and to other people.
Before I started CSF, I was skipping school. I wasn't going to school. I was doing drugs. I was out of control. I was fighting. I was hardly living at home. And then after a while, when I got here, my attitude changed completely. I'm more open to new things. And like I come to school, I do my schoolwork, I get good grades.
Tim, it seems like every time you don't get your own way, this is what happens. You know, every time, if you do something and you get a consequence or something, like even something small, like if you say something in group and you get confronted, you make it to the point where it's unbelievably out of like proportion. Like, this is so stupid, Tim. All you have to do is sit there and do your work. We say it every day. How many times have we sat in group, you know, saying you guys have to do your work every day? Even yesterday we brought up that people weren't doing your work. And you know that you have to do your work or else you're going to get in trouble. So sitting there with a big attitude is just pissing people off even more. I go on a trip today, I come back to find out that we're all grouped up because you didn't want to do your work. That's retarded, Tim. You are 19 years old. Grow up. Doing math work is something that you're just going to have to deal with. Jesus Christ.
Tim, I don't know if you get a kick out of this, like, you know, this little attitude that you throw or whatever, but I haven't been here that long, but ever since I got in here, I've noticed a big change since the first day you showed me around. You know, you were nice and everything. Now all of a sudden you're just totally changed. It's like you have that I don't care attitude.
I know you're just putting a front attitude like you don't care, but I know you care because if you didn't care, you would just leave. You won't stay here and let people say stuff to you.
It was just yesterday that you was in the same spot, acting like a damn jerk off, man. That's what you're acting like.
Oh, don't say that.
That's all you're doing. Every day. You check in, you're nice for a period, and then here we are getting grouped up. I mean, I don't know, man.
You really come around, and you've been a real leader in the group now. Instead of having all those issues like you had in the beginning of the group, like it looks like you're happier too. Like you enjoy school a little bit better because you're not in all that trouble. I just want to say keep up the good work.
This is about like me walking past you all the time and you making ignorant comments to me. Like I'm a hoe, I'm a slut, I'm dirty, I stink.
It's the way that you flaunt yourself around here. I don't say anything to anyone in particular, but personally, I just don't appreciate it. It's none of my business, but when I see it, it disgusts me.
Makes you feel like you're just like one of the lowest scum in the world when people sit there and like call you stuff like that. So I don't know. It's really disrespectful. And I don't want you to get yourself in trouble, and I don't want her to have to go through this because I know it's painful. So.
I mean, if you don't like the way that I flaunt myself or whatever, then bring that to me. Come to me and tell me that. Don't say that I'm a hoe. Don't say that I'm a slut and that I'm dirty. Come to me and tell me, you know, Jamie, you know, you gotta watch what you do. You gotta watch how you flaunt yourself. You gotta watch the way you present yourself. And then I'll look at myself in a different, and you know, and then I'll change it.
I just don't feel like, you and, you know, a couple other people in the school, a couple other girls in the school respect themselves, so I ain't trying to say nothing to
Because
them.
Josh, I just want to let you know, like, it really does hurt. And like,
Jamie, can I ask you a question? Do you struggle with some of those issues?
self-esteem issues, self-confidence, not believing in myself, not thinking I'm worth anything. And I'm getting a little bit better this year, but those are issues that I struggle with. Like, I do put myself out there to make it seem like I'm okay, that I don't have those issues. Like, if I come in like, oh, I know I'm cute, da-da-da, that's to cover up how I really feel inside.
Like, Josh, I feel that you've heard a lot of things that she said. But there's one message in particular that you keep missing. One real strong message that's kind of blocking something right now. And Jamie has said it, and so has Robin. What do you hear her saying? That she understands you have an opinion, but what does she want you to do with that opinion?
She said she wanted me to come to her with it.
for us about you leaving? Or?
Today's my last day.
Oh.
And you did what you're supposed to do, and you're finally going back to public school, which is good. And I'm happy for you, and I hope you do what you're supposed to do. And there's a lot of people around you that if you ever needed help, you know, you can go to for support. And good luck.
I remember the walk who the smallest thing that he got confronted on goes storming off and cursing. And you have, since you've been here, learned to accept confrontation and people caring about you. And I wish you all the best. Okay. And I want a hug. Aww. Yeah.
Personally, I think from September to now, which is March, I think I matured more, but it's like I still get angry a lot and I handle it inappropriately and everything. But it's like I learned ways to handle it, and I've done it sometimes, but I also haven't. Depends on my mood in the first place. But it's like the school itself, I would say, is better than most, but worse than others. It's like, no matter what it is, the problem is the teachers will nag about it, or the staff will nag about it, and then you'll have to bring it up in your group. The only good part about it is you could actually talk about how you're feeling and everything, which other schools don't. So, it's like, that's the only good part about this school is you can actually talk about how you're feeling.
I did use about a week ago. And I told Liz about it. It's like, it's like one thing after another finally on top of me. I can't handle it anymore. Like I seriously feel like I'm about to snap.
I can completely understand everything going wrong at one time. I know that can stress you out. But it's like Kip keeps telling me that there's always a good side to what happens. You have to choose to look for it.
Now the clouds roll in once more on the banks of the river of fear. As the wind blows through your hair, bid farewell, but shed no tear. You can't make everything alright by the light of the moon.
When was the last time you used?
Monday. A week ago.
Are you going to meetings? Are you planning on going this week?
I don't have time this week.
What are you doing instead of going to the meetings to get some support concerning maintaining sobriety?
Nothing, I just hang out with Allie. She doesn't use. Me and her spend every day together as soon as she gets off work. I get out of school.
I understand that some weeks are busier than others. However, I want you to get back to me concerning making meetings next week. Okay.
have a question about that. Was anyone in the class confronting them?
Yeah.
Serious? Who confronted Sean and Chris and tried to support them into paying attention and taking notes? Raise your hands. So no one did. Is that part of why we're an emergency group? Is that like there's not a lot of supporting going on, not a lot of confronting, not a lot of care? So as a community, you guys need to decide when the teacher writes down that 2 people did not do anything in class, how does the group support those people and the teacher?
I mean, I think that if somebody screws up, like Brian said, it should be on them. It shouldn't be on us if it has nothing to do with it, you know?
I can answer your question with one word. It's a community. Because we all, no matter what the problem is, we all got to solve it for all of us to get on. It's as much as I hate the group, and as much as I think this place sucks, this place is actually getting you ready for the outside world. And I figure, take it in now. If you don't like it, talk about it with somebody. Talk about it in the group like you are. But it's just like, we got to deal with everybody because it's a community.
I don't think CSF actually provided me with anything. I just think they encouraged me to do my best no matter what it was. Before, I would just keep going at it and yelling with the people and egging them on to hit me. But now it's like I'd say a couple words and I'd just walk away. No matter what it was, I'd just get up, walk away. I am signed up to go to tech school next year, which is ATC, Automotive Training Center. Everything's paid for. I'm definitely going.
I've been in recovery for like the past year, school year, and it's to the point where I couldn't maintain my sobriety, and I didn't care. But I guess for like the past week, 2 weeks, it's really hitting me knowing that I have to go to college and I have to graduate, that I can't be doing that. I'm going to maintain my sobriety this summer by going to meetings over the summer and talking to people who are also in recovery.
The second day I came where I think I had the ISP with him, he said 3 words the entire ISP, those were, "I don't care." And now since that, in the past month, I just seen a super change in him. He's really taken responsibility for his future and he's getting things together. And Tim Cassidy.
Tim, like, I don't know, since the beginning of the year, you've always been kind of stubborn, but like, since the end of the year, you've been like really opening up and stuff, and like, having it like, letting yourself go, you know, and like, basically, I just want to wish you good luck, like, with your job and graduating and with all the stuff you have, you know. I just hope you succeed or whatever. That's it. Thanks. Still stubborn. Don't tell me that.
Stop. This ain't just for you, this is for all the counselors. I just wanted to say to all y'all, thanks for being there. For everything I've done, pushing me harder than what I did. Being there for when I had problems to talk about in my personal life, school life, anything. Having myself open up harder. And I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. You're more than welcome. Okay. Use your obstinance, your stubborn streak as a positive. Use it as something that in a positive way will get you your goals. Don't use it to push people away. You are a sensitive, caring man with a lot of really great qualities. You need to allow people to see those things, and I think I was really lucky. I think Brian was really lucky to get a glimpse of that, and I think the last couple months our group has been real fortunate to see those things. Use those things to be a wonderful father, because there's no greater gift in the world than to be a parent, I think, and I'm learning that. And I've learned a lot of that from you and our conversations about what it is to be a parent. And that's what I kind of want you to take with you, is always think about what kind of dad I want to be, because you can be the best in the world. Good luck in school, and let me know where your station's going to be. I can get my car fixed.
Next, I'd like to call up Tim Cassidy and his mom, Jerry. Next will be Jamie Riegel and her mom, Tony.
I'm very proud of you because you beat the odds, because I didn't think you were going to do it. I love you.
Mom, thank you for standing by my side all these long years. I know I disappointed you many times and we had a lot of fights, but I'm glad I'm alive to see this day. I'm sorry for everything I put you and the family through. No, Liz, I never forget about you. There are not too many people like you. I treated you bad and you still stuck by my side. And you didn't give up on me. I cannot thank you enough for all you have done for me. I'll never forget you. Thank you.
Remember me from way back when. You know it seems just like a dream. I think of you every now and then. Could it be worse than it seems? Could we make everything alright by the light of the moon? Gone are the days when the mountains collide. Gone are the days I remember you by. Days when clear blue skies were all I need to inspire me. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain. And the whisper in the willows felt like rain.